자, 오후 6시 20분이 지나고 있습니다. 자, 오후 저녁 때 밥 먹기 전에 책읽기를 좀 하겠습니다. The subtle art of not giving a fuck, a counterintuitive approach to living a good life. Instead of a broke and unemployed 22-year-old with no experience, I'd be a broke and unemployed 25-year-old with no experience. Who cares? Sorrows include a never-before-published interview with Soros and his insight on the future of global market. Al took the opportunity to invite Soros to come to Israel, and Soros agreed. Limitless mind, learn, lead, and live without the barriers. The regions for enlightening and were reported in newspapers across England. Life Code, the new rules for winning in the real world. A main tenet of the new life code is this: there is absolutely, unequivocally, no way that you are going to win in this world without being noticed, accepted, admired, complimented, sought after, and appreciated. And Landers at 101. The downside is I am making demands on my husband that he cannot meet. Massage is basic. With both hands working simultaneously, move down the sides of your partner's head and the tops of her shoulders in a gentle stroking movement. Then squeeze down her arms to the elbows. 50 successful Harvard application essays. What worked for them can help you get into the college of your choice, while the rest of your application will allow you to show the admissions officers your accomplishment. The essay is your chance to show them your character. The top 50 question kids ask, 3rd through 5th grade. Her home life is stressful. Her home life is stressful, so she doesn't want to live each day. For example, you are in the middle of divorce. Someone is very ill. There is a great deal of fighting. There's a new baby, and she's jealous. The essentials. From the very beginning, CEO H refused to consider internet ventures that were independent of other companies' operation. Bounce. The art of turning tough times into triumph. M's mind struggled through the fog of fatigue. Fog of fatigue. Key to retirement the planning. Besides their sensitivity to interest rate risk, another drawback of treasury obligation is that their interest rate is usually lower than the rate on corporate bonds. 55 secret nurses won't tell you. Plus, humor, puzzles, inspiration, great reads, and 20 ways to kickstart your energy levels. Kickstart. There was never a great man who had not a great mother. What your first grader needs to know: fundamentals of a good first grade education. Different pieces of music can give us very different feelings. Let's sing for very different songs and see how you feel when you are singing each of them. The data-driven marketer, what makes a great leader? Find out in this year's list of the world's best performing CEOs, and go to new lengths. Go to new lengths to ensure productive collaboration between your brand mavens and your data analyst mavens. Life storming, creating meaning and achievement in your career and life. Does your daily decisions are to execute your overarching strategy. The 10-day MBA, a step-by-step guide to mastering the skills taught in America's top business schools. After-tax, the after-tax cost of borrowing, after-tax rate, borrowing rate. identity, your passport to success. How do you tell your story? How do you structure? How do you tell? How do you tell your story? How do you structure? How do you structure a story? How do you create the characters, write more effective dialogue, and shape the strong and complex characters? This became the structure for the book. I read a lot of screenplays along the way, at least 10,000 to 15,000, and probably 20,000 by now. A cultural guide to Korea, as told by students. To understand nationalism completely, one must understand it is significantly different from patriotism. Persuasive business proposal, writing to win more customers, clients, and contracts. Figure 13 shows the structural clarity. Structural clarity, a table of contents can add to your proposal. Thrive, finding happiness, the Blue Jones are the way. But when asked how important is God in your life? More than 80% of Mexicans responded with a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10, compared with only 50% in the United States. How rich people think. Turn your ambition into action. Middle class sees money as a finite resource. World class sees money as an infinite resource. Wealth flows from energy and ideas. The average person believes there is a limited amount of money and that they need to struggle and fight for their share before someone else gets it. The inaugural address of the presidents. from George Washington to George W. Bush. Those who want their rights respected under the Constitution and the law ought to set the example themselves of observing the Constitution and the law. How to develop a superpower memory, enjoy a better social life. You might want to picture a man escaping from prison. He's a free man. Winning the customer, turning consumers into fans and get them to spend more. Moreover, I didn't just end my relationship building with Jack. He was the president and made the decisions about spending, but one relationship in a company is only the beginning. The price of Wall Street's the power. How to spot talent. Hint: experience is overrated. Mastering the intermediaries. Strategies for dealing with the lives of Google, Amazon, and Kayak. Blue Way. How to profit by investing in a better world. Companies with socially progressive policies outperform other companies. Users build their own fundraising page featuring their favored candidate with a contribute button next to each candidate's blurb, and then invite everyone they know to visit the page and give money. Blurb. Eat their lunch. Winning customers away from your competition. Part 3. Winning with the intangibles. Much of the preference that leads to displacement is made up of intangibles, those things that can easily be measured and have little to do with your product, your service, or even your company. Displacement. The Big Nine. How the tech titans and their thinking machines could whoop the humanity. AI systems are being used to qualify leads, but hiring managers are no longer able to make a choice because all the candidates seem equally terrific. How to work with toxic colleagues. Coaching the alpha the male. America the Wise, the Longevity Revolution, and the True Wealth of a Nation. Or perhaps there is another solution. It is offered not by medical science, but by high tech. One your fifth grader needs to know fundamentals of a good fifth grade education. This island is your land. This island is your land. This island is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me. Living a life at the edge of the thank you, the transformative power of daily gratitude. So how does one find gratitude in this situation? Maybe a shift in perspective and a little gratitude can go a long way. John's experience showed that him. Public speaking skills. Engage your audience right from your very first word. T is when the tip of your tongue is behind your top front of the teeth. Exercise. Creating killer consonant. Consider where voiceless consonant occur in your mouth. How to managing your boss. Dealing with a control freak. Skeptic. A person who falls into this category will challenge every data point you present and then make a decision based on gut feelings. Gut feelings. Success for dummies. Adopt success as a way of life. In our marriage, my wife and I learned that I was better at earning money and that she was better at organizing and handling it. So for many years, she has kept the records and paid the bills with the money I earn. Becoming a teacher. The challenge: developing a classroom climate that encourages students to see themselves as one cohesive group rather than several small groups formed according to race. Cohesive. The importance of the role and the state of the business may also affect your estimate. Quality, competence, trustworthiness, energy, people skills, focus, judgment, people skills. Get along well with the others on the team and support the collaboration, people skills. A reverse of the innovation playbook wherever. With the box, I run the entire company off my iPad. 82% of Fortune 500s manage content simply and securely with the box. Through such maps, we often make important discoveries. Psychiatric mental health and nursing, concept of care in evidence-based practice, writing complex calculation, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. The Internet of Everything, smart connected products will transform your business. Turn your science into business. When commercializing scientific discoveries, inventors and firms face several potentially fatal traps. Here's how to avoid falling into them. The 3D printing revolution is sometimes annoys people, he admits, but you get good at doing this. Business models are a one-page method for reinventing your career. For a complete overview of this technique, see the 4-action framework in Blue Ocean Strategy by Modify Building Blocks and Evaluate the Apex. Invention and the discoveries. 2 on-screen paddles hit a ball back and forth across the screen. Paddle. Get motivated, overcome any obstacle, achieve any goal, and accelerate your success with the motivational DNA. Tamaras. Get motivated, empowers individuals and teams to achieve their toughest goals. Motivated people advance further and faster in their careers, earn more money, are more productive, experience more satisfying relationships, and are happier than the less motivated people around them. But true motivation cannot be faked or forced. Management tips. Yet mistakes are often the best teachers. Your people want to learn something new if they only do things they know well. Create a mistake at the making. Encourage your people to take the risk. Help them accept their gaps and share what they've learned from them. Of course, there are times when blunders are too costly, but for those less mission critical times, ask your people to approach problems not as experts but as learners. Life is an attitude. How to grow forever better. Health is wealth. Health is wealth. Willpower. Rediscovering the greatest human strengths. When she applied her consistent brand of discipline in the Paul household, the result seemed miraculous. By the end of a week-long stay, the triplets were making their beds and picking up their toys, picking up their toys. Elle was proudly putting on socks. The parents looked calm and happy, picking up their toys, picking up. $1 million habits. 10 simple steps to getting everything you want in life. A tactful individual, a tactful individual, make it a tactful individual, make it a habit to avoid challenging people, even if he feels sure they are wrong. That's a giant. A keen butterfly alights on a petal, and the bee circles around buzzing. Alice. The psychology book. Big ideas simply explained. For example, we found that unhappy people were unhappy. Unhappy people recall the details of a sad story better than those who were happy when they read it. He called this mood congruent processing, and concluded that episodic memory of events, not just words or facts, is especially linked to emotion. People who are happy during the initial experience learn the happy events better. Angry people learn anger-provoking events better. Congruent. 8 habits of love. Open your heart, open your mind. Scholastic Post Dictionary. Insect. An insect is a kind of animal that is very small and has 3 pairs of legs. Some insects have wings. Insects also have a pair of antennae on the head, which are used to feel. Ants, bees, flies, mosquitoes, and butterflies are insects. while men don't listen and women can read maps. This brings the real percentage of gay twins with identical genetic makeup to 60 to 70%, or 2 out of 3, proving convincingly that most homosexuality is created in the womb. The harder you fall, the higher you bounce. The top 10 distinction between millionaires and the middle class.